Hello, dear parents. Kate here with Wholehearted Family. I'm a certified instructor with Hand in Hand Parenting, and I want to be offering regular videos to you through a new platform that I'm on called Substack. You can go to wholeheartedfamily.substack.com and subscribe if you haven't already, and these videos will come straight to your email inbox. So, today I want to talk about understanding our children's emotions. I don't know about you, but most of us, myself included, did not realize when we came into parenting that understanding our children's emotions, helping them to handle their emotions, and supporting them through emotional upset would be such a significant chunk of what we do as parents. And a lot of what we know, the way I understood emotions coming into parenting and the way most adults understand emotions is not correct. Um, and the idea I'm going to share with you today is a tool from Hand in Hand Parenting, which is a wonderful nonprofit organization, a leader in the field of parenting by connection, which is proven now to be the way to parent children um, up until adulthood and have positive outcomes. And one of the tools that they share and that I'm going to explain here is called Stay Listening. And it's a new way for most of us of understanding emotions. So I have quite a few things I want to say. I don't think it'll take too long. I will be referring to my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. So pardon my glancing away from time to time. So this is really for any age. The more I get into this work, the more I realize that these ideas really make sense for all ages, even adults. Um, but for this specific video, I'm speaking of toddlers to preteens. And I want to set an example out to try to illustrate my point. So, just any ordinary day, your child has any kind of hurt. Could be a physical hurt, could be an emotional hurt. And their natural response, of course, to that hurt is to have some kind of emotional expression. If it's a physical hurt, they might be expressing pain, fear. If they see blood, they might be scared. If it's an emotional hurt, they might be confused, they might be scared, they might feel sad. We don't know exactly what they're feeling in the moment, and that doesn't really matter too much. But basically, what's happening is they've been hurt in some way, and their instinct is to express that hurt to their main person, which is usually us, their parents. So they come to you, or you hear them crying or upset, and you come to them, and they are crying or, expressing some sort of wide range of emotional upset to you. Now, the way we've been conditioned for decades and decades, it's the way the vast majority of us were raised, and our parents were raised, and on, is that if we can just hush and quiet down the expression of the upset, then we've helped them work through the problem. So, child is crying and crying and crying, and you manage to have them stop crying, either through could be gentle and loving ways, or coming down hard on them and asking them to stop and making them stop. And we think, okay, problem solved. Emotions have ended, hurt is gone. And I'm here to say that it's actually the total opposite um, that our children need, and that actually provides healing and help for our children. So, same scenario, a child has a big hurt, emotional or physical, could be an altercation or an upset with a friend or a sibling, where they got physically hurt playing, and they express an upset, and you come to them. And instead of quieting the emotional expression that's going on, you listen. And what's happening in these moments when you listen are that their natural know-how, they know exactly what they're doing. It's instinctual in all of us until it's taught out of us, to take that hurt that we've just incurred and to pour it out to somebody who loves us and who will stay with us through it. And when we can pour all of that out, and it might take 2 minutes, it might take 20 minutes, it can vary depending on what's going on. When we can let them fully pour that out to us, the hurt has been removed from their body. So the hurt's inside, and when we hush and quiet, it stays there. It stays in their brain, their body, their nervous system. When we let it pour out, doing what they know they need to do, when we can receive it, and when we receive it with openness and empathy and love, then that hurt is out, and they're not carrying it around with them anymore. And I think, instinctually that makes a lot of sense to us, but it's very hard in practice. And it's hard in practice for a few reasons. I mean, number one, as I mentioned, none of us were really raised this way. We, either didn't express emotions growing up because we could just sense that it wasn't okay, it wasn't going to fly in our household. Or we did express emotional upset and it wasn't well received. We were either ignored or shamed or punished or just met with a sense of, I don't get you, I don't understand why you're upset, this is no reason to be upset, and just a lack of understanding. It's nobody's fault. I'm not here to place blame on anyone. It's just the way our society is, and so therefore it's impacted all of us. And then I think it's also really hard because we love our kids so much and we don't want to see them expressing a bunch of upset and hurt and tears. And so we want it to stop because it's so ingrained in us that if we just make it stop, then everything's okay again. And so it's a real practice to say, you know what, I know this might not feel right and it's difficult, but instinctually and intellectually, I know that if I can just listen to my child in these moments of upset, that's what's actually helpful to them. So now imagine that every time your child has any kind of hurt, physical or emotional, which happens all the time, right, on a daily basis in most homes, imagine they never get to fully express any of it. And then you can just see how that builds and builds and builds. And it starts to impact pretty quickly their behavior and their ability to connect and their ability to cooperate. I think we can see that there are a lot of adults in our world who are carrying around a lot of hurt, and we can see it, and I think we know it based on the way they behave, and treat people and treat themselves. And that starts when we're babies. We build up hurt. And so imagine the opposite of that. And I'm not saying that every single time your child has a hurt that you have the time and ability and capacity to listen. But if you can, every chance you have and every chance you feel emotionally available, if you can listen to them, then those hurts don't build up. And they can just be their flexible, happy cooperative selves. They don't want to be misbehaving. They don't want to be tantruming and throwing fits and crying. There's a reason for it. and a really good reason. And we might not fully understand exactly what's going on in the moment, but if you can just keep front of mind that listening is the remedy, and that emotional expression is healthy, then I think we have an amazing chance to raise a generation of kids who reach adulthood without feeling saddled by hurt and fear. And wouldn't that be amazing? So I'll just leave with you with that today. And if you have any questions or comments on Substack, wholeheartedfamily.substack.com, under everything that I write or post, you can leave a comment, and I will be checking the comments every day, and we can dialogue there. This tool, Stay Listening, along with a lot of other things that I'll be speaking about, are simple in explaining, and they can seem like simple ideas, but they're not easy in practice. So normally when people are practicing these tools, lots and lots of questions come up. It's totally normal and expected. So feel free to drop me a question or a comment. If you think this video would be helpful to anyone you know, please feel free to share. And again, you can subscribe at wholeheartedfamily.substack.com. And until next time, parents, take really good care of yourselves, be gentle with yourselves and with your children. Hang in there. You inspire me so much.